sacrifice, we talk about what does it take? What do we have to sacrifice to be Big Ten champions?
Sacrifice, me, sacrifice, a lot of days, y'all don't know me and Kelly played one-on-one.
Oh, yes.
He was too quick for me, and I was too big for him. We thought we could get that together and work together. We both got game.
Absolutely. It was wonderful. Wonderful opportunity. We also, in the Scotland, we had 5 state championships, and it's just been amazing how that has transpired and how that's happened within our family setup. A neighbor told me once, they told me, hey Kelly, I'm so glad you're done with college basketball. I said, okay, why? I said, we don't have to go to bed if you dribble the basketball and the ball going off the rim, and you can hoop and get it again at 11 o'clock at night. We're tired of it. I said, well, you know what? That's what hard work, that's what the sacrifice is about. Right now, my wife is over taking care of the next generation. Taking care of the next generation. She's sacrificing time instead of being here. She's over there, going ahead and raising the next generation. We need some more state champions. We need some more great people in America. And we believe that we can go ahead and help. But she's doing that. And thank you so much for that. Also, one day, in the early 2000s, I got a phone call. Dad, it's crazy out here. Pray for me. I said, what's going on here? 9/11. Jeremiah was in the Air Force. We had crazy meetings. He had to go down in the hole. The hole was built some 40 to 50 feet in the ground. He'd go down in that hole, and he has to spend 24 hours in that hole, looking after things, including he was one of the 7 people that had the nuclear codes on 9/11. He was sacrificing for his country. The sacrifice also leads to superstar. He goes ahead and sacrifices so you can be here today, so you can do the things that you want to do. I'll tell you about nothing. It's warm in here today. It's warm in here today. What do you think? What is 90, 95 in here, maybe? 90, 95. Put on fatigues. Run them down your legs. Be out in the sun all day. 134 degrees. That's what my daughter did at Jan. 134 degrees in Iraq. Every day. She never fell out once. She never fainted. She never others did. She never did. She said, hey, I had to have that tenacity to keep after it. I had to sacrifice for those around me. And it leads to something. It leads to superstar. It leads to going ahead and being a better person for them. Now, Steph Curry is 6'3", 185, was born on March 13th. March 13th. Now, how do I know that stuff? That's kind of weird stuff. What do you know? Well, Joe Scott is 6'3", 185, and he's born on March 18th, 5 days after when Steph Curry was born. Steph Curry is playing in the NBA Finals. Joe Scott had got to an NBA camp, but he's over in Germany now, trying to get back. Just like with Robert, the Lions, trying to get to the NFL, sacrificing, working hard, trying to get there. Andre Miller from the Sacramento Kings said to Joe, he said, Joe, you deserve to be in the NBA, you just needed an opportunity. Opportunity knocks when hard work answers. He's working hard over in Germany, trying to get back. And we hope so much that someone will see him, because he's got the skills, he's got the ability, as Andre Miller and George Karl said. So it is our son Luke. Luke has worked through a bunch of injuries. He's injured right now. But you know what? Last year, during the season, they didn't ask him, even though he's a great shooter, 2 state championships, he's a wonderful player, they asked him to play defense. So instead of saying, you know what, Coach, I don't play defense. I'll play defense. That's for some of those other guys. He went ahead and shut down people on defense. He had people scratching him, what the heck is going on? I can't get my shots up. I'm shooting 10%, I can't get it done. Because he said, you know what? I'll sacrifice for the ones on my left and my right. What a fantastic opportunity. I'm going to tell you a true story as we start to wrap this up. A true story about 2 girls. 2 girls that didn't know each other. They didn't know each other as they went through grade school. But in high school, one got to the 18 at 9th grade, one barely made the cut. Barely made the cut for 9th grade B. What a difference between the two. But that ninth grade B girl kept working. And sure enough, by sacrifice like that, she got to the 18th, probably where they started becoming good friends and great friends. And then sophomore year, that girl was on the ninth grade B, was MVP of the varsity. She worked that hard. And then together as a group and with those two girls, they made state their junior year. And yes, I already spoiled the story, but they won state their senior year. They won state because they never put sacrifices for each other. Now that story gets a little bit longer. Because in college, one went off to play college basketball, one did not. And now they have to start comparing notes over another thing. Unfortunately, disease caught both of them. So they had to work through that, and they worked together. They still sacrificed for each other. They still thought about each other. They still went about their work and their daily going to school. But that was something that they did and did together as teammates. And they kept working at it, kept fighting this, and over the course of time, it became a situation where one of them, the one who was on the A varsity, Sasha McHale, passed away. She couldn't fight through that disease anymore. Pray for her family every day. The thing about it is, at the funeral, the other girl, Veronica, walked up to Mrs. McHale. Mrs. McHale said this. She said, Veronica, do whatever you can. Do whatever you can, because we don't want to walk another girl's body down this aisle and bury her. That shakes it. It shook Veronica. We've done everything we can. We had kind of compared to a Band-Aid on an elephant. We put a Band-Aid on that elephant, and you may be able to hide the Band-Aid. You may be able to hide the Band-Aid, but the elephant is off for dead. Very difficult to overcome. So I look at her and I say, I don't know, Veronica, my daughter, future holds, but I know who holds the future. So go get after it. And she does. And her and her husband is here today filming. They work so hard, not only at their jobs, but at raising a kid and doing the things that are right for the community. Because she understands sacrifice is going to lead to superstar. And it does on the court. It does here. You will be superstar. Maybe not at the highest level in the NBA, but you'll be superstar because you've worked so hard. So we do the last 12 years called Superstar. We'll do a little bit with Tommy. It starts out over here.